As a young man, James Clear had big ambitions. He wanted to become a professional baseball player. But after a serious accident on the field, he had to fight for his life and fear for his big dream. Nevertheless, just 6 years after the incident, he was selected as the best athlete at his university and recognized for his top performance both on the field and in the classroom. How did he do it? Clear had used the time to deeply dive into the topic of habits. He learned that it is the small things, the minimal changes in life, that have a great impact over time. It's about the daily 1% that helps you to eventually achieve your targeted 100%. To be fair, James Clear never became a professional baseball player in the end, but a globally renowned speaker and author. In this video, I want to share with you 5 exciting ideas from his bestseller, Atomic Habits.
Idea number 1. The 4 steps.
At the end of the 19th century, U.S. psychologist Edward Thorndike conducted an interesting series of experiments. In order to study the behavior of animals, he repeatedly placed a few cats in a so-called puzzle box and challenged them to escape from this wooden cage. At first, it took them a while, but over time, the cats found the relieving lever more quickly and were rewarded with food and freedom. One could say that breaking out of the box had become a habit for them. Through his work, Thorndike realized something crucial.
Behaviors that are followed by satisfying consequences are usually repeated, and those that have unpleasant consequences are less likely to be repeated.
From today's perspective, this may sound obvious, but for many scientists who followed him, it provided a solid basis for new theories. Since then, countless models have been developed to show how external stimuli not only affect animals, but also our human habits. In his book, James Clear takes it a step further and tries to explain how both external influences and inner emotions can change our habits. For this purpose, he has developed a 4-stage model, from which he derived his 4 laws of behavior change. Come on, let's take a closer look at them.
Idea number 2. Make it obvious.
In a study on energy consumption in the 1970s, Dutch researchers found out that some homeowners consume significantly less electricity than their neighbors. Since their homes were the same size and nearly built identical, they wondered what the reason could be. Until it turned out that the residents with higher electricity consumption had their meters located in the basement, while the frugal ones had theirs in the main hallway. The conclusion? Since the energy consumption of the latter was visible and easy to measure, people seemed to change their behavior. This anecdote illustrates one of the most important insights of habit research. The trigger must be obvious. For example, if you want to go for a run more often, it's better to place your sports shoes in a prominent location in the room, rather than behind closed doors in the closet. Or, put the fruit on the table instead of in the vegetable compartment if you want to eat healthier. Bonus: if you want to go beyond vague goals, be specific about when, where, and how you want to establish your habit. Instead of vaguely promising to go for a run more often or eat healthier, write down, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I run at least 3 miles. Or, I'll have some fruit every afternoon.
Idea number 3. Make it attractive.
The Irish electrical engineering student Ronan Byrne had a problem. He enjoyed watching Netflix but knew he should be exercising more. To combine both, he converted his stationary bicycle so that he could connect it to his laptop and TV. Through a self-written computer program, he ensured that Netflix only played when he cycled at a certain speed. If he slowed down, the show would pause until he picked up the pace again. In other words, the student used the psychological technique called habit stacking. That means he combined a habit that he perceived as unattractive but desired to adopt with a pleasant action. According to the theory, the produced dopamine is automatically associated with both activities, motivating him later to repeat the new habit. But don't worry, you don't have to be a computer nerd to use this strategy. There are also simpler ways. Perhaps you enjoy listening to rap music but need to get in better shape. A suitable habit stack for you might be only listening to your favorite music while exercising. Maybe you like to spend time on social media but want to eat healthier. The solution? Only allow yourself to open these apps while you are eating some fruit.
Idea number 4. Make it easy.
To increase their tax revenue, the British government wanted to try something new. Instead of just referring to the website where their tax form could be downloaded, they sent their citizens a direct link to the corresponding document. Unbelievable but true. This simple step of eliminating an extra hurdle significantly increased the response rate and resulted in millions of pounds in additional tax revenue. This example shows how important it is to reduce the effort required for good habits to a minimum. Of course, the same principle can be applied in reverse. If you want to break a bad habit, you can simply increase the effort required. For instance, if you want to spend less time in front of the TV, unplug it and hide the remote control batteries. To simplify the process, the so-called 2-minute rule can also be helpful. It is based on the idea that all habits can be broken down into small units. For example, if you eventually want to run a marathon, start by simply getting into your running gear every day after work, even if you don't end up going outside at all.
Idea number 5. Make it satisfying.
In the early 20s, many people had dental problems. It's no wonder hardly anyone regularly brushed their teeth. Until advertising professionals came up with brilliant campaigns and introduced toothpastes on the market that, for the first time, tasted like herbs or peppermint. Actually, they weren't more effective than their tasteless predecessors, but they rewarded customers with a fresh feeling in their mouths. Lo and behold, by the 30s, teeth brushing had become a habit for more than half of the American population. So, what can we learn from this? Habits must be satisfying if they are meant to change our behavior sustainably. For evolutionary reasons, this is not self-evident, because we live in a world that scientists refer to as a so-called delayed return system. This means our actions rarely lead to concrete or immediate results. Unfortunately, our neural reward system has developed in the immediate return system within our early human ancestors who did not yet worry about things like retirement provision or healthy eating. Their focus was more on immediate matters. Today, this neural short-sightedness favors bad habits. Regular alcohol consumption, for example, could cause liver cirrhosis in 20 years, but it calms the nerves here and now. Therefore, you ignore the long-term effect and enjoy the alcohol buzz. So, how do we solve this problem? One way is to link habits that do not immediately lead to pleasant results to immediate gratification through alternative methods. For example, after your weekly running session, you could reward yourself with a professional massage. Or, transfer €5 to a savings account every time you resist the morning latte macchiato. The possibilities are endless. Be creative.